guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel, and my name is Brielle, and if you don't know who I am or what I do, I am a South Jersey based freelance makeup artist. And in today's video, I had actually put on Instagram on a poll if you guys had wanted me to do a tutorial or if you guys had wanted me to do more about the insights of what it takes to kind of build your clientele and your kit and all the other business parts of freelancing. And you guys had chosen the freelancing part. So I'm actually really excited to do this video because this is probably one of the most frequent questions that I get from either people that want to start freelancing or people who are currently freelancing and they need just that kind of little boost of, I guess, confidence, or they need just a little bit of advice that they're not getting from other people or just some type of guidance. I remember when I started freelancing that I felt like I would reach out to people and no one really ever wanted to be straightforward with me. And obviously what works for me is not always going to work for you because we live in different areas and we have different clientele, and there's just so many factors that go into freelancing. But I'm just excited to share my story, and I have been freelancing for about 3 years and some change. Actually, my 3-year anniversary was in February, so woo. I am just so happy with where I'm at in my career right now, and so unbelievably grateful for all my clients and all the people that love and support me and recommend me and all of those amazing things, because I wouldn't be where I am in 2019 if it weren't for all those people that have just given me so much time and have trusted me so much with their faces for just all this time, because I've had clients that have been with me since the very beginning. I'm going to be I'm going to be like focusing on 3 main things, and the first one I'm going to be kind of focusing on is social media. And social media, I do this every time that I start. We're going to be doing a get ready with me. I'm going to be doing my makeup. I don't know why I haven't started my makeup yet. I've been talking for like 5 minutes at least now. So let's pin back the bangs. We know the game. Do I want to start on my eyeshadow first today? I don't really know. So social media is going to be your best platform to ever utilize when you are freelancing. I feel like this kind of goes across the board for just most businesses these days, that social media is just probably the best thing to use, especially as a new freelancer in the industry. The issue is that because the beauty community is so unbelievably saturated right now. I remember when I had actually first started my Instagram page, which was like a little bit more than 3 years ago, was not as hectic as it is now, and not everyone wants to be a makeup artist or a makeup enthusiast or a YouTube guru or whatever, just whatever. It was a little bit easier, I think, back then, and then Instagram changed their algorithm, and honestly just things have even gotten a little bit harder for me personally when it comes to reaching my audience. But social media is going to be your best platform to use, because this is going to be the easiest way to be able to promote yourself and make sure that people are, it's almost like an instant gratification, because you get to see the likes, you get to see the comments, you get DMs, like you know that people are interacting. If you put your page as a business page, you can see the interactions and who is sharing and how many people looked at your page this week and all that stuff. So that's super important. Personally, when I started my Instagram page, I was more so just doing looks on myself and not so much focusing on posting client pics. Now, at the time, I was charging, like in the very beginning, I was charging $25 for a full face, and that included lashes. That is like literally nothing. I look back on that and I'm like, wow. I can't imagine having anyone ever do my makeup for $25. Like, and let me tell you, I will be the first to tell you that it looked like a $25 job. That's why you charge so low in the beginning. You have to kind of like set yourself up for that. Social media, I think the best way to interact, firstly, is to make sure that people know that you're doing makeup. You follow people that you know live in the area. You follow people that you know are really into makeup. Like people that you want to reach a clientele. Like, why would you follow a whole bunch of famous people? Because they're one, not gonna follow you back. And 2, they're not gonna come and get their makeup done. You wanna follow your neighbors. You wanna follow your neighbors' cousins. You wanna follow everyone that you went to school with, and then all of their friends. Personally, that was kind of what I did, and it worked out for me because I got a lot of people in my hometown when I started freelancing to book their appointments through that, because it kind of was like a word of mouth. Oh, Brielle is doing makeup now, and it's super cheap, so why not? And oh my god, I can't believe it, because back then I thought I was so good. I'm still not doing my makeup. I don't know what I'm doing right now. But it's all on a learning curve, and practice makes perfect. I think that that's such a overused phrase, but honest to God, that is probably one of the most truest phrases ever. Making sure that you're posting all of your clients' work also is, especially in the beginning, really, really important, because this is what is going to influence people to book you. They're not always going to book you based off of how you do your makeup, because it's easy. I have found that it's easier to do your own makeup than it is to do other people's makeup, because doing other people's face is a whole different type of ball game, because you have no idea what their skin is like. You have to color match them to a totally different tone that you're not used to. You have to do all these extra steps because it's not your skin. It's going to take you longer to do someone else's makeup than it probably would on yourself. Now, personally, I take way longer to do my own makeup because I do this and I talk to a camera apparently and can't do my own makeup. But definitely posting your client's work, showing off your improvements over time, and definitely making sure that you're practicing. Like, practicing is just so important. I can't tell you how many times that I would just have friends or just random girls come over to model for me so I could practice. And that's actually one of the other things that has really helped me in my freelancing career, is that I scouted girls. I scouted girls on Instagram for probably over 2 years. I did this for 2 years. I would scout very pretty girls on Instagram. And this makes me sound so creepy because I'm sure some of these girls will see this video. Some of these girls still model for me, some of them still. I scouted them on social media and found them, they kind of had all the characteristics that I really like to use. Like they're just pretty in a way that I know that I can make them look even more beautiful with a little bit of makeup or a lot of makeup. You know what I mean? So I would scout these girls. I would ask them to come over and get their makeup done for free, okay? And then in return, they would just post me on their social media. Now, normally I would go for either girls that were like extraordinarily beautiful, or I would go for girls who were very beautiful and also had a relatively decent following that got 500 plus likes on their pictures, because I know that their friends are going to see these pictures, especially during prom and homecoming season. That really helped me build my clientele, because it was like, oh, so-and-so goes to my school and I saw that she got her makeup done by Brielle. Oh, well, if so-and-so is willing to let Brielle do her makeup, I want her to do my makeup too. Like, that is the mentality of a lot of high school girls. That's an easy way to kind of help you build your clientele. Does it suck giving away free work? Yes. Does it suck when it doesn't work and you don't get clients from it? Also, yes. So you have to be selective in how you do that. That is something that personally works for me. I live in an area where there's a plentiful amount of high school girls for me to be able to utilize. That might not be an option for you. So something to keep in mind. That's just, again, what worked personally for me. But that doesn't mean that that's what's going to work for you. I'm trying out a new eyeshadow palette right now. Let me tell you, I'm not loving it. But we're going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it because apparently we're just going to roll with it. That's it. That's all I got for that one. Secondly, what's super important, and I feel like this isn't like what most people are focused on, because most people are like, how did you grow your clientele? Like, how did you get to where you are now? How did you get here? Like, what exact steps? And what I think people miss out on is like, they miss out on building their kit, which is like essentially what is gonna help with all of your makeup applications. So it's like, people want an easy, quick, like, how did you get from point A to point B? But they miss the part about like what helped you get there. And like, honest to God, like, investing in your kit is probably one of the most important things that you could probably do for yourself as a freelancer. It's an expensive investment, and it's okay to start off in the beginning investing in really cheap products like CVS, Maybelline, CoverGirl, like, convenience store kind of style makeup. When I started freelancing, I had every shade of the matte and poreless Fit Me foundation from Maybelline. Every shade, like literally every shade. That is what I used for all of my clients all around before I started expanding and, indulging in my kit and investing, because that's really what your kit is. As a makeup artist, your kit is your investment. And it's hard because, listen, I spend hundreds of dollars on my kit every month. Not just upgrading it, but also restocking on items that I use so frequently. Like concealers and foundations and all that stuff, like that's not cheap to keep up with. And if you're a freelancer, like, obviously you know this already. You know how expensive it is to be buying products without like a pro discount, which I could apply for, but I don't know why. I just haven't done that yet for some brands. But it's worth it, because when you invest in good products, it makes your clients look good and feel good, and that's when you can start really charging really good prices. So it's like, no one wants to charge $25, but you have to start off somewhere. And when you're using convenience store makeup, when you're using Maybelline and CoverGirl and all those low-end foundations, you can't expect people to want to pay more than $50 for a makeup application. That's me personally. I personally, I wouldn't pay someone anything over $50 to do my makeup when I know that they're not using high-end or luxury style products on me. Because it's like, what am I paying for? If I can go, I know that's a rough statement, but what I mean is that if I'm able to go out and buy these products on my own and look up a YouTube tutorial and teach myself how to do it, why would I pay someone else to do it? I would rather pay for a luxury service knowing that I'm getting my money's worth. And now that isn't always the case, because I am sure that there are makeup artists out there that use low-end products. And I have some products from NYX, stuff like that. Like, I love the L'Oreal mascaras. Like, there's some stuff that you can go down on, but at the end of the day, your foundations, your concealers, your primers, your setting powders, like your setting sprays, like, your contour stuff. Like, I'm like looking at my little makeup thing over here, like just looking at my kit personally. Like, there are so many things that you have to invest in, and people want to skip that step. They want to just be successful. I can't tell you how many times that I've put makeup on my credit card and have had to pay off my credit card, because that was just always my main focus. That was what was important to me. And still, every month I upgrade my kit. I buy new things. When new products come out, I buy them because I get excited and I think that they might be good additions to my kit. I want the best for my clients, and that should be your focus too, to make your clients feel like they're getting exactly what they came for. And personally, I market myself as more of a luxury makeup artist. Like, I provide luxury services instead of like your standard going to get your makeup done at Sephora or Ulta. But yeah, definitely invest in your kit. That is like super essential. Take money out. It sucks to have to say like, maybe you should put money aside at the end of the month. You might have to cut back on things, but if this is something that you're super passionate about, if this is something that you want to do for the rest of your life, your kit is never going to go anywhere. It'll never hurt you ever to ever put that extra little like effort into your kit, because your kit is never going to go anywhere. That's what's going to be with you for forever. Your brushes, I've had brushes that I've had since the very beginning. I just think that personally is something that you should focus on, and focusing on your craft, which kind of gets me, that was kind of like 2. That was like number 2. And number 3 is focusing on your craft, because then, let me tell you, that clients will come to you. I actually remember maybe sometime last year, I was having this conversation with a client. She was like, I don't know what, or not a client, but someone on Instagram. And she was like, I don't really know what else I could do. She's like, I pass out business cards. I do promotions on Instagram, which by the way are awesome. I love doing promotions on Instagram. I do them all the time for my client pictures when I like really love a look. If it does well with my normal audience, I know it's going to do well with an audience that's being promoted to. But yeah, she was like, I'm promoting, I'm doing everything that I can possibly do marketing wise. And she was like, you know, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. She'd been doing this for over a year, which by the way isn't a long time either. Even 3 years isn't really a long time to be freelancing. She was like, what are you doing? Because she's like, I look at your page all the time, and she's like, you have clients constantly. She's like, you know, I want to be where you're at. I was looking at her page, and it's like, my first assessment is, how do your clients look? Because if you are amazing at what you do, like, you shouldn't have problems with building your clientele. But also, this kind of depends on the area that you live in and what the demand for a makeup artist is. Because if you live in an area where no one needs their makeup done, you're always never gonna have clients. So, and that's kind of like a hard pill to swallow. And I'm really lucky because I live in like almost a 20 to 30 proximity to almost all of the high schools in like the South Jersey area. So that really works out for me personally, because a lot of my clients, I keep using the wrong color concealer. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. It's because I have them all out. I'm like distracting myself. I just used the wrong one again. Oh my God. If you do someone's makeup that loves your work, that believes in you, that wants to come to you, even just for going out with their friends, like, they're gonna tell their friends about you, and their friends are gonna wanna come and get their makeup done. So it's like focusing on your craft. And this again kind of ties back into what I was saying a couple minutes ago about practicing on models and marketing through your models. That is like so important in my opinion, because you can only ever raise your prices and build your clientele when your personal craft is at a level where you can do those things. And that's just how I feel personally. I'm sure people will watch this and be like, you know, that's not how I did it. That's not what worked for me. And you know what? That's great if that's not what worked for you. But I practiced so much. That was like all I felt like I did the first year was practice. Even now, I still practice. I still take time to have one of my frequent models come over and be like, hey, do you just want to play today? Or like, hey, I just bought new makeup. Can you come over so I can try it out on you? Like, even now I do that. I am a true believer in people that when they really want something and they really dedicate their lives and their focus to what they want, that the universe will give it back to you. If you truly want it more than everyone else, that success will find its way to you, whether it takes a year or it takes 2 years or it takes 4 years or it takes 10 years. Because if you love something and you love this industry, then you won't ever mind waiting for success to come to you, whether it's a small amount of success and you are successful in your community, or if you are successful in a global kind of way. So that's just something to really take away from this. I feel like it's really easy to be discouraged. It's so easy to be discouraged when you feel like you want something and you're doing everything that you feel like you're supposed to be doing and it's not coming to you, or it's not coming at the pace or the volume that you want it. Sometimes success comes slowly, and you have to really just appreciate the little triumphs that you have in your career. And I am unbelievably so grateful for the amount of success that I've had in my 3 small years that I've been freelancing. Guys, I can't even begin to tell you how unbelievable, like seriously, unbelievably grateful that I am for all of my clients, all of my supporters, my family, my mom, who truly supports me and cares about me and cares about my business and always pushes me to achieve more. And this isn't an easy industry to be in, and you have to have tough skin, and you have to really just bite the bullet sometimes, and you have to just put in so much time. You have to put in overtime sometimes to really feel like you're getting anywhere. And that's not easy. And this isn't for everyone. And for those that get frustrated so quickly, like they would rather just quit, sometimes this isn't the route that you're supposed to take. Sometimes working for a company, sometimes working for a salon. Freelancing is really difficult because you have to do everything on your own without anyone else's support. And you have to figure out everything on your own unless you have someone else kind of telling you what to do. And there's really no set guidelines on how to do this, which is why I want to say that like this is just 3 like things that I think can help you in your career. That doesn't mean that it's always going to work, or it's not going to work at the pace that you want it to. Sometimes you might have to do extra steps. Sometimes you might have to do less steps. There's just so many factors that go into it. But one thing that you should always, always, always hold, number 1, is just believe in yourself. Believe in your craft. Believe in your clients. And hopefully your clients will believe in you. And, you know, take pride in the work that you do. And if you don't take pride in the work that you do, get to a place in your career where you feel so unbelievably happy with what you're doing, even if it's not at the volume that you want to do it. That's really what matters. I know that I changed my shirt randomly. I was a little cold. I don't know what I was doing. I just decided that I was just gonna put a darker shirt on and whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope that this little bit of advice that I'm trying to give to anyone that's watching this is honestly helpful, because I wish that these were things that I had known when I had first started, because I think that I prioritized the wrong things. But everything in life works itself out on its own, and the universe gives you what it believes that you deserve. And that's just how I feel, and something that I truly believe in. I know that it kind of sounds corny, but I'm not a very religious person, so I kind of like to think in karma and stuff like that, and that what you put out into the world is what you end up getting back at some point in your life. You know, don't be discouraged. Put the time and effort in. Put in the extra work even when you don't really want to, and when you feel like it's not working. Just always keep trying, because no matter how many times someone tells you no, no matter how many times someone tries to put you down, you're eventually going to come up to the bat, and eventually something's going to hit. And that's really all I have to offer you right now, because there's really no way for me to tell you this is what you have to do to be successful. This is all you have to do, because unfortunately success doesn't come like that. Anyways, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope that as a freelancer, or if you are beginning to freelance, that you're able to take away from this, or at least take away one piece of information that I have given you and contribute it to your own freelancing career. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe, and please make sure to like and comment on this video if you really enjoyed it, or if you guys want to see similar videos, or if you guys have any questions about the makeup that's on my face, because again, I do these get readies with me, and then I don't tell you at all what products I'm using on my face, because I feel like it kind of takes away from the topic of conversation that I'm doing. So yeah, if you guys want to see any other story times related to freelancing or makeup, please make sure to put that in the comment section down below. I'll put all my social media down below like I always do. And yeah, I hope to see you on my next video.